interwebs, how are you doing? I am doing well. Check out my necklace. Isn't it awesome? That's the new horde symbols that I have on my Etsy. I call them Panzer's horde symbols because they're pink and purple. Anyways, I just finished my WoW Insider recap. I have to go edit it, and it's so funny. I legitimately avoided the topic of Ghostcrawler. Like, I very briefly talked about it, but I did not do like a whole segment on it because people are so mean. Like, I don't understand the innate like meanness in some people. Like, how can you really blame one person for the actions of hundreds of people? It's like, I don't even get it at all. Like, there are people out there that are literally like, Ghostcrawler ruined WoW! Fuck that guy! Screw him! I hate him! I hate him so much! I hope he dies, and I hope his family dies, and burn! And you're just like, wow, calm the hell down. Like, it's gonna be fine. Number one, everything is not Ghostcrawler's fault. Like, there is a ton of employees that work at Blizzard, and I think it's really unfair to blame one person for your personal feelings about something, because you might think something is broken, but a bunch of other people might not think it's broken. I just don't get how people can have those mean feelings like harbored inside of them. Like, when I heard that he left Blizzard to go to Riot, I was like, oh, good for him. Literally, that was my whole reaction. Oh, good for him. And then I made a joke about Garen getting nerfed to the ground, baby. But I was just joking. I wasn't serious. And I just can't even believe like how viciously mean and angry people are. Like, there are lots of things in this world that are worth being very passionately upset about. And Ghostcrawler's hand in where World of Warcraft is today is not one of them. Like, get mad about a lot of other, please transfer that anger into people who want to like limit human rights. Just transfer that same amount of anger to places where like you could really help people with your anger, as opposed to just making one person feel really bad. I don't know. I know I got real intense there for a second. I just feel bad. I don't like reading things like that, and like, I don't understand how people can like dehumanize each other. Like, I don't care what you do for a living, like, you're still a human being. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you are a game designer or a grocery store clerk or a janitor or a YouTuber or a porn star. Like, I don't care. You're still a human being, and you deserve to be treated with this respect of a human being. And I feel like a lot of people like forget that when they're on the internet. And I think the internet is a wonderful thing. Like, it's fantastic how you can just learn so much and communicate with people, and there's all of this information just available right at your fingertips. And it's almost like, I feel like if there were aliens, they would be laughing at us, because like we have this device that we can put in our pocket that is the entire literal world at our fingertips, and we use it to anonymously bully people and watch cat videos. Like, it's kind of embarrassing. Like, I don't want to live on this planet anymore. It's not that bad. If everybody could just take a deep breath and like consider what they're saying before you say it, like, you're totally allowed to have an opinion. Like, if you actually know what Ghostcrawler did when he was at Blizzard and you don't care for the things that he did, then just be happy he's not working for Blizzard anymore and go on with your day. You don't need to be viciously mean or angry or point out all the reasons you don't like him. Like, you should definitely focus more on the good in life than the bad, because you're going to be a grumpy grumperton if that's all you do, and you're going to lead yourself to having like heart disease pretty quickly. Stress is one of the worst things for you. So, not you personally, just people in general. Anyways, that's my thoughts on the Ghostcrawler situation. I think everybody just needs to take a deep breath and calm down, because it's gonna be okay. And like, this is not the end of WoW, and this is not the end of League of Legends. I actually have really, really strong feelings as to why WoW's player base is declining, and it has nothing, well, is on the decline. I don't want to say it's declining like it's plummeting. It's not like that. It's just, it's not where it was a few years ago. And the real reason for that is because the first audience, the first people who loved WoW were probably between the ages of maybe like, let's say 14 and 18. I'd be willing to bet that the chunk of people who played in vanilla were like high school, early college kids. Like, let's say 14 to 24. Let's say that's the target age range. WoW has been out for 9 years. Those 14-year-olds are 23, and the 24-year-olds are 33. So you got to think about how your life changes between the time that you are 14 and 24. Like, At 24, I purchased a house. At 14, I didn't have a job. Like, so it's like you have to consider it might not be the game. There might be nothing that World of Warcraft could have done to retain those people because they grew up, they graduated, they got jobs, they got families, they have kids, they have responsibilities. They just don't have the time to put into things the way they used to. And I feel like younger people, a lot of them look at WoW and say like, that's a game that a bunch of adults play. It's not the new and cool thing. It's been out forever. So, I don't know. I think that giving people free level 90s is a really good idea, and I know a lot of people are very against that, but I'm not one of them. I think it's a good way to entice people to come back to World of Warcraft. Like, oh, you can catch your character up to current content. You don't have to grind out for, because I hate when people say like, it only takes a week to level to 90. That is complete bullshit. Maybe if you played 24 hours a day on Refer a Friend, that is possible, but it takes a long time to level. Like, even if you're on Rested Experience, even if you have full heirlooms, the only time it really doesn't take a long time to level is if you are on Refer a Friend, but there are way more situations where it takes, especially if you're playing by yourself, if you're coming back and you don't have anyone to play with, like, and it is a grind, and it's not nearly as fun as playing with your friends in endgame content. So I think that giving level 90s is a good way to entice people to come back. I also think that giving people free level 90s is a good way to entice them to play for the first time. Like, they're not saying like I mean, you still gotta think, it's probably gonna be a serious haul between 90 and 100. Like, I bet it'll be like 10 to 15 hours per level. Like, honestly, I bet it'll be pretty intense. Maybe it'll be lower towards the first couple levels, but I don't know if you guys remember Pandaria leveling. It was a long time. It took a long time. So, I don't know. I think that giving them level 90s is a good idea, and I think a lot of people are like, this is going to be more people who don't know what they're doing. It's crazy, because there are people who leveled to 90 completely legitimately, and they still don't know what they're doing. Like, you can't make that assumption because you don't know that. So, I don't know. There's going to be people who don't know what they're doing no matter what is going on, and there's going to be people who are super good at things no matter what is going on, but it's kind of important that Blizzard not aim to please either of those people, because the majority of people are in the middle. They're not horrible and they're not fantastic. They're pretty okay, man. They're pretty okay, and that's okay. So this has been an eventful vlog. I talked about a lot of things. There's probably going to be a lot of anger in the comment section. And I hope that you guys all know that I genuinely do respect your opinion. As long as you are not bashing someone or spreading lies or rumors, I don't care what you think. Like, everybody is entitled to an opinion, and it's a wonderful thing that we have a place where we can express our opinions and debate and really talk about things. I just don't like it when people say just horrendously mean things, or things that are just baseless and not true. Like, you can't say, I hate Ghostcrawler because he is personally responsible for ruining WoW, because that is ridiculous. That is a ridiculous thing to say. Like, there are so many people, and he was kind of like the representative. He came in and said, okay, this is what my team is doing, and then everybody was like, screw you, Ghostcrawler. I don't know. It's just silly. I just take a deep breath, guys. It's gonna be fine. My knee hurts. I do this thing where when I stand and make my videos, I lean all of my weight on my left knee, because my right knee, I hurt it when I was a little kid. I was learning how to sew, and I dropped a sewing needle, and I couldn't find it, and I was like crawling around on the ground looking for it, and it went into my knee, and I had to have it like surgically removed. It was pretty awful, and the layers of awful were there too, because the doctors thought it was a hypodermic needle, so they thought my parents were like drug addicts, which they weren't. So like the police came and like interviewed my parents about like all sorts of terrible like child abuse and drug allegations, and then when they pulled the needle out of my knee, it still had thread. So there was like all doubt of it being a sewing needle was gone, and I had to have stitches, and I was on crutches for a little while. And it's funny because as an adult, that knee bothers me all the time, and like, you don't realize how things that you do when you're like 7 can affect you when you're 25, but every time that the weather is like changing, my knee like literally will swell up. And I've never hurt it. That's the only time I've ever done anything to that knee. So like, I don't know what's going on in there, but it's not pleasant. I gotta go. I hope you're having a great day. I love you all. You're in my hearts. I'll see you soon. Goodbye. 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 Bye.